Oh, fuck yes.
Alright, so he takes you back. I'd say you've only been gone about 10 minutes or so, so you guys are gonna need to wait another 20 or so. So are you guys going to do anything? Are you going to talk to each other? Are you maybe you should take this time to kind of plan where you're going next.
After
And
we
I'll say
rest,
that
we're
that
going
will kind of
downstairs
you going downstairs?
to the basement.
We need to get out.
I
No.
don't think we can leave until we finish or do whatever's going on.
We need to take care of the thing in the basement one way or another.
Well, then let's hope there's an exit in the basement. And she goes back to meditating.
I mean, if the door won't let us out after my sister's brave attempts to fight a door failed, I think we don't have much choice. But this place is very creepy.
The other option would be going to one of the balconies and trying to climb down, but with how dark it is outside, I really don't think that's going to go well if we tried it.
Yes, I sadly think our best bet is to go down. Kitty Cat, what do you think?
I am so going home after this.
Can I come with you?
Now.
Damn. Okay, so let's just sit around and rest. When my sister starts to feel a little bit better, we can start to try to move on. But she is definitely staying in the middle.
Okay. And
I
as
will
you
be at
guys
the front. Thank you very much. I will not
Okay.
hide like some milquetoast coward. Okay, I'm done.
No, you're good. Yeah, so you guys kind of sit around and chill for another maybe half hour or so, kind of to breathe and catch your breath and then get your bearings straight. And Cinder's probably still thinking about that creepy doll that she lit on fire. And
Oh yeah.
fortunately, you don't hear anything. Nothing comes for you. You don't actually even smell flames or anything, which you probably would by this point, but doesn't seem as though the badness that you have set ablaze has followed you to the corner of the room that you hide in now. As the time passes on, Kaisuke still looks pretty weak, pretty sick, but it kind of looked like she was, at this point where any of one of you could have gone up and pushed her over, and being this tall, imposing thing that she is would have been interesting to try. But at this point, after she's rested a little bit, she looks a little bit. It looks like a little bit of the life has kind of returned to her eyes. Um, and Malachite suggests that maybe one of you try to heal her again. Is that something Beryl will do, or
Keisuke opens her eyes and looks up. My soul is rebalanced.
Which means it's teetering on the edge.
Quiet.
The edge of what?
Madness and probably the need to get laid.
There are reasons you were kicked out.
Yeah, Mom screwed a genie.
regardless,
that was a pretty big one.
regardless, I'm prepared to move on.
Well, let's try to heal you back up once more.
All right, and as you put your hand on Kreisuke's shoulder to try to impart a bit of your healing magic into her, this time it seems to actually take purchase, and Kreisuke, you feel that energy flowing into you, and you do feel a little bit better. You regain 6 points of health.
Yes.
Yay!
She looks down and flexes her hands before nodding. Better. Much. Or sorry. Much better.
If only you were a paladin, sis.
If only you could be quiet.
Not even the devils could manage that.
He stands up and gets off the bed.
All right. So Malachite's going to ask, so we know that there is a basement. How do we get to the basement?
Did we try the staircase that we found behind the dresser?
You don't know that.
I was about to say, isn't Paz the only one that knows about that?
Paz is the only one that knows that there's a hidden staircase, and he has not shared that information yet.
I thought Malachi and Cinder found one behind a dresser.
Yeah, that's the one
One
you
floor
guys
down.
came upstairs. No,
That's-
Ah,
that's the one.
This
that
is the
Paz
one.
knows
You
about.
don't know about. No one knows about that.
This
but
is the
Paz.
one you guys came up.
okay then. I
Yep.
just messed up a little. Okay.
No,
then.
you're fine. Yeah, but Paz is the only one that knows about the staircase, and he has not shared that information.
Well,
Then we
since we
scale down the side from the balconies.
I was just going to go to the ground floor and try to burn through the floorboards.
How is going down from the balcony going to get us to the basement?
I have a feeling there's a staircase in here someplace that leads there.
I hope it isn't in the dead kid's room.
Well, and to be honest, the only two that went in there were Paz and Beryl. Nobody else has gone in to investigate.
I could really be an ass right now.
You could be. That's up to you.
Kind of want to see the ass move.
I mean, nobody has also asked Beryl and Paz what they saw in there. So, you know, you guys have to you have to talk to your party members a little bit, you know?
Were there stairs
Okay, I
in the
might be
room?
Hey, there's Ginger.
Ginge!
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 Ginger.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Ginger.
Okay.
You sound
by
like
the
you're
way,
off in the distance.
What?
You sound like you're off in the distance, but
Well, you're in my car.
oh,
Yeah, I'm on my way home, but.
ETA?
Yeah, so. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Just wanted to say hi real fast.
no worries, no worries.
Okay.
You haven't really missed anything, so don't worry too much.
No one's died yet?
No one's died.
Cinder
set
it
a
all.
ball on fire.
If anyone goes down, Malachite will use cure wounds.
Yep. I figured.
All right. I'll see y'all later.
All right, we'll see you in a bit.
See ya.
Bye bye.
Shuki looks to the Catman. What was in the child's room? Were there stairs?
Can I be a dick?
You act as you see fit according to what you have been told.
I mean, Ash was a dick like 90% of her time, so go for it.
Alright. Paz is gonna kind of, lean against a wall and cup his chin and say very sarcastically, "Gee, we have to go to a place in the house we don't know where to go? Man, I wish we had a small model of it to see how to get there."
Well, we don't. So
God, you're thick.
Cinder's
You
gonna
saw
look at
something, didn't you,
Kaisuke's
Paz?
hips and legs and be like, yeah, she's pretty thick.
You already saw something, didn't
I
you,
do not
Paz?
have patience.
Are you? Is your voice thing supposed to be doing that?
It's like the wrong character by accident.
Okay. I was like, what the fuck?
Are you supposed to be Donald? Are you trying to be Donald Duck there?
It was really funny.
I think it's Elvin or the Chipmunks.
Suki's gonna stomp towards Paz. I do not have patience for your games, Gaijin.
Well, that's a pity. That would have made you actually likable.
I know, wouldn't it?
Paz, if you saw something, let us know already.
I'm only gonna say this. It's in the other room.
I'll go look then. I'm not afraid of sitting around with bodies.
Which room? There are many.
The one me and Barrow went into.
Cinder,
Kaisuke slaps the back of his
if you
head as
mess
he
up with
passes.
anything in there, I'm gonna smack you.
Hey,
Hey,
watch
I'm
out.
not my sister.
Gaijin, if you stab anything in here, I'm gonna burn you.
That is not my name.
Yes,
And
it
that's
is!
my thing.
Well, Cinder said your name was Gaijin, and so far you have not told me otherwise.
Do not listen to anything she says, ever.
And
Paz
yet
thinks his
you
head is-
refuse to
So
give me
so
a
you're
name.
telling me I should always listen to Cinder. Gotcha.
You refuse to give me
Kitty,
any
it is
other name to
vitally
call
important. Go on, I'll wait.
you by. Just saying, Gaijin here hasn't given me any other name to call her by, so that's all I know to call her by.
My name, she says, tilting her head, is Yamakase Kaisuke.
So, Gaijin,
That's it, I'm killing the cat.
At which point, I think Malachite would probably step in and try to be the voice of reason here because he has been so far, and say, "Listen, guys, we all want to get out of this house. We want to figure out what's going on here and get as far away from it as possible." I think that's kind of something everybody's mind is on. There's really no need for this name calling. Paz, I don't understand why you're suddenly acting like this. And Kaisuke, you definitely could be better than this, so let's just kind of calm down. And
Do not tell me what I can and cannot be, Gaijin.
Cinder's gonna check
She
out the room
points.
since they're fighting in the hallway.
She points over his shoulder with her spear. That one's games are getting on my nerves.
and you get on my nerves.
Kaisuke, do you want healing again? Because if so, I'd say just calm down.
okay, Cinder, while you're in the room, while everybody else is in the hallway fighting, you see what everybody else saw before. You see the two skeletons of the children lying on the ground. You see the toy chest that is now open, but definitely looks doesn't look as much like a uh, real chest as it does one that's full of toys. But you also see a dollhouse, and it's still the top is still missing, um, as Paz had checked it out before, and you can see what he saw, which is on this floor. Um, you see a staircase leading downwards that seems to be kind of off in the corner, which is where you saw in the hallway before you saw a wall. So you think maybe you should check around that wall when you go back out into the hallway.
Sweet. Poor kids, though. They didn't deserve this. Are they brawling in the hallway yet?
I mean, Malachite's just going to look at Kaisuke again and be like, look, us fighting each other doesn't do anybody any good. You can surely find it in you to ignore this kid for the next hour or however long it takes us to get out of here.
Where I'm from, cats are smart enough to keep to themselves.
Well,
Okay.
Where I'm from, people are smart enough to keep out of other people's business. And also have a little decency.
Says the thief. She's gonna stop away, mumbling under her breath in her language.
Well,
Find
y'all are
anything?
just a total blast, but I'm gonna go. And he's gonna head like right to the wall and look for how to open the door.
Yep, and you find it really easily. The panel that's hiding the staircase just slides right into the wall.
So, see ya.
Nani?
Well, I guess we found our secret staircase.
At that point, Cinder would come out. I think I found the secret staircase. Looks at Paz. You son of a bitch.
I had a feeling
Who,
Paz
me?
already knew about it. Come
Skin
on,
him
let's go.
alive.
All right.
I will kiss him. He's so freaking clever and funny.
You will do no such thing.
I am a cat.
Shut the hell up, Ganji. Gonjin.
Genji.
Well, she
I am
always
not
needs
good with
healing.
words.
But
Well, she does
I
always
need
need
healing.
healing.
This is true. All right, give me 1 second. I've got to figure out where the fuck I have to put you here. Because this is a tight squeeze, my friends.
I just had a funny and terrible thought.
Oh no.
When Cinta reaches level 3, she gets her Book of Shadows.
oh boy.
Would her demon have to pop up and hand it to her? Well, devil. That's probably going to scare the shit out of
Whoa.
people.
We're gonna have to figure that out, aren't we?
Well,
Alright.
technically, it's a fiend.
All right, so you guys make your way down this spiral staircase. It's really creaky, really rickety as you walk down the steps. It's kind of it reminds you of those steps that you took to get up to the attic. This passageway is very dusty. Doesn't appear like anybody's been through here in just ages. And the further you go down, it starts to get colder and colder and colder, and um, it, it's getting to the point where the chill is kind of almost permeating your skin a little bit. You definitely feel like you've gone far enough now that you're beneath the earth, and once you all step out into this very 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 dark um, hallway, and yes, I know some of you have dim light vision, dark light vision. I don't have I don't have dynamic lighting, so we're just, for the sake of this, going to all pretend that we have the same vision, and then I'll get that sorted out when we have our next maps, but that's fine.
That's okay.
It just for the sake of it, it's very 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 dark and cold and damp and musty down here.
The house leveled the playing field.
Yes, it will help level the playing field and kind of keep you a bit more together.
No,
But
the house leveled the playing field.
Yeah. So yeah,
Hmm.
when you guys get down here, actually, yeah, that helps. So when you guys get down here, the darkness that you see, and maybe, Beryl, you've got light, right? The cantrip.
Yes, yes, she does.
So probably once you guys get down into this darkness, maybe Beryl, you know, shines her light. Maybe Cinder pulls back her cloak and you know lets her hair down. But you guys can see each other thanks to these light sources, but the darkness that's around you almost seems unnatural. It's kind of like Cinder when you walked out onto the balcony and you uh, threw fire down into the abyss. Uh, it lit up things near it, but the light did not seem to radiate much further than itself. So the darkness that's around you now is very, very thick, very unnatural. And almost the second that you guys all step out into this very dark, very damp hallway, you hear what sounds like chanting in the distance. It's very ominous. It's very deep. Um, you're not quite sure where it's coming from. Actually, everybody go ahead and make me a perception check.
Hmm.
Well, damn, Beryl.
I finally get a good roll into
Damn.
this.
Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and roll for him just so that. Well, okay. Beryl and Malachite, you guys, you think that you hear the chanting off in this direction. So kind of southwest of where you are now. Like I said, you can't make out what it is. Um, you 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 know you don't you're not hearing words per se, but you
Just
definitely hear
a
chanting.
rhythm.
Yep.
Okay. And we're in a hallway?
You're in a hallway, and it seems like um you've been in a wooden kind of area up until this point, but it seems that everything here is made out of stone. The walls are stone, um, and the floors seem to be also made out of stone.
Like
So it's very cold.
stone bricks?
Um,
Like masonry? Or is it just like carved out rock?
it seems to be more like it's been hollowed out. Yeah.
Okay.
Damn, it's dark. Is anyone against me making a light?
By all means.
All right, you light your light.
Shield.
Your shield. You light your shield, and yeah, as before, you guys can see near you, but it doesn't seem to be able to penetrate the darkness in front of you.
Okay, her light's better than mine.
And
Those of you that are kind of in the hallway, I mean, Malachite has ways to go to his north and to his east. There is also a hallway to the south of Paz.
Katsuki's gonna uh, take her spear and touch it against the wall and use it to stay within touch range of the wall to navigate. And she's gonna uh, try to slightly budge Malachite out of the way. So follow me.
We should go southwards. That's where the chanting seems to be coming from.
Yeah, I kind of don't want to go toward the chanting.
I mean, is the chanting coming from the south?
Yes, Malachite and Beryl heard the chanting from the southwest. And Malachite probably would have said something about that. My bad.
Okay, south is, and she'll push past paths instead then.
Okay. So you want to go south?
Yeah.
All right. Well, don't move into the darkness. Let me kind of illuminate for you what's gonna come ahead of you. Okay. Okay, so you kind of come upon a bit of an intersection here. You can still continue to go south if you'd like. I mean, all you hear is the chanting. You don't really get a sense of where it's coming from. Beryl and Malachite seem to have a better bead on where it's actually coming from.
She looks back to them. Is it still south from there? Does it go to either of these directions?
It's kind of south and west, so I don't really know if we should keep going down or take that right. Right indicating they're right and not right on the map.
Yeah.
So I don't like the fact that my sister, who was almost dead a minute ago, is leading the way.
Well, I mean, she's there already. Yeah, Kazuki will take the right then, I guess.
Okay, so you're gonna go in there.
Beryl will follow the half-health the warrior.
Cinder ain't gonna go far.
Okay, so what you see when you kind of walk into this little bit of and it's getting a little bit narrower. Everything down here feels very cramped, very confined. And as you kind of turn, you see that you have sort of wandered into what you now realize to be some kind of crypt.
Oh boy.
You see two stone crypts on either side here. They're both closed, they're both sealed, and there are plaques on the ends of them. And the one on the north reads Rosavalda Durst. The one to the south reads Thornbolt Durst. So you come to the conclusion pretty quickly that you may have come to the crypt, the family crypt. Like I said, they are closed. There's kind of this very ornate stone slab that's covering both of these. But
What are the decorations like?
the decorations actually, the top of the top of each of them, it bears the same windmill crest that you've seen throughout the house, like you've seen on the playing cards that you've seen them on some of the mantles, on some of the swords that you've seen. So it's definitely the same family crest that you've seen elsewhere in the house.
Well, since Kaisuke can't read common, he's gonna look at it for a second and be like, for the lords, I assume.
It's for the children.
What?
It's for the kids. Thorn and Rose.
Wait, the children are upstairs.
No, but these were meant for them, and I think Cinder's correct. Maybe we should get them in their rightful places.
Why build these if you were just going to lock them in?
I don't think we want to answer that.
I don't know, but if they're here, we can at least give them proper burial.
Perhaps. But for now, we move.
No. Now we go and give them the burial. Then we move.
I have people I need to get to. Living people. People I swore to protect.
And I'm a
I am
cleric.
not
Part of my duty
stopping
is to
for
give
someone else's
people
dead children.
a rightful barrier.
Cinder will check the one across the room then while they fuss.
Paz is gonna also go behind Malachi.
Okay, so you guys are gonna check out up to the north here?
I'm going north.
Okay, give me just a second. Okay, so Malachite and Paz, you guys kind of walk into similar situation here on your I guess it was your left, whatever. Anyway, over to the east. You walk over and you see two more kind of alcoves that are cut into the earth here, and unlike the other ones, there doesn't seem to be anything. And there, it seems like they've carved these spaces out to put more graves into, and they just haven't been used. Though you can see on the one to the south here, there is up against the wall, you can see this stone slab that was made. It's got the windmill crest on it. It was made up. There's just there's no grave to put it on, and you can see on the plaque at the bottom of that one reads Walter Durst.
Lovely.
And then Cinder, you find in your areas here, the North Crypt reads Gustav Durst, and the South Crypt reads Elizabeth Durst. So the lady and the lord of the house, their graves are here.
Okay, so the basement is a giant crypt. That's not creepy. That's not creepy at all.
And Cinder, as you walk back that direction, I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw.
Frick. Frick.
Yeah. Give me 1 second. Hang on, I've got to get this open. Ooh, okay, that's gonna hurt a little bit. Okay, so Cinder, as you pass back through this hallway, you the ceiling above you kind of crumbles a little bit, and it's you get the sense, like everything else that you've seen in the last hour or so, it's kind of old. It's been falling apart. So you kind of look up and you're just like, oh man, more of this house is just falling apart, and it's you don't
Garbage.
really, right, yeah, it's garbage. You don't think much of it, so you don't really move out of the way in time before before this falls on top of you. This
Oh god.
Yeah, it's and I couldn't find the appropriate token for this, but it's actually this nice little swarm of these giant nasty ass centipedes just fall on your shoulders, and they start biting you all over, and you take 10 points of piercing damage as you don't get out of the way in time before they fall on you.
Damn.
Oh boy.
And I imagine that causes
Damn
you
it.
to scream or make some kind of noise.
Oh, definitely scream.
So I need everyone to roll initiative.
Where's the initiative on this sheet? Again.
Around where it was in the old sheet.
Ah.
Above your current hit points.
Damn, Beryl.
Well, after last week,
Damn.
I deserve something other
Yeah,
than
you
ones.
deserve some crits. That's nice, yeah.
Some
Oh,
non-critical failures.
Nice, okay.
Jesus.
All right, so Beryl, you're up. You've just heard Cinder kind of curse a little bit, and you may have heard the sound of just this like plop plop as the ceiling kind of crumbles a little bit. What are you gonna do?
Well, Barrel's kind of gonna elbow Kaisuke Gaijin up as she passes by to go check up on Cinder here. And are the swarms still on her, or?
Yeah, I mean, most of them have kind of bounced off on their way down, and she's kind of, she's kind of shaken the bigger ones off. She may have one or two that are still kind of latched on, but for the most part, they're kind of more around her legs now than anything else.
Let me check my spell list here. Okay, I'm lack of D&D knowledge here. If I were to try Sacred Flame and they're right on top of Cinder, is that gonna hit them both or what?
No, I would say that Sacred Flame isn't like throwing a fireball. It's like, I think you could probably just target it on the centipedes. It's definitely more of like you're willing it to go into a specific place. So you could do that without hitting Cinder.
Like she's specifically trying to smite a certain creature and not just anything in that zone.
Yeah. You could say that she's trying to aim for some of the bigger centipedes, and I would say that she can do that without hitting Cinder. Blah, blah. So go for it.
Damn it.
Okay. Dex save.
Back to my low my low rolls.
Well, they rolled a 21. They crit their dex save, so
Oh boy.
I don't know. Is that half damage or just no damage?
I don't know. I think it's no
Also,
damage, but let me check.
No damage.
Also,
No.
Kaisuke
Okay.
isn't on the turn order.
Oh, that's weird. Okay, let me try to put her back on. Or just roll. Click on your token, and then roll initiative. Okay, and then I'll put it at what it's supposed to be.
Yep.
Okay, now she's on.
It
Okay,
this
so
sorry, Sacred Flame doesn't, at least what Roll20 has, doesn't state anything about taking half damage if they succeed. So I'm assuming they just take no damage if they make the roll, but I don't know.
yeah, it looks like it. I've looked it up on the player's handbook. Yeah, it's just straight all or nothing. So you kind of try to focus on a couple of these centipedes that are swarming around Cinder, and you just can't seem to get your flame to ignite on any of them. They're just moving too fast. Wiggling around. Would you like to do anything else?
Healing word's a bonus action?
Healing word is a bonus action. Yep. And you can cast a cantrip and a bonus action spell. So that you can do.
Well, let's get Cinder some hit points back.
Okay. All right, Cinder, you get 6 points of healing as a barrel commands it to be so. And that, I believe, ends your turn.
Yep.
All right. So let's see. Let's see what Malachite's going to do. He is going to step back out into the hallway. Let's see. He can't really. I mean, he might move past Paz a little bit just to get into a more protected position, but he can't really see what's going on. And with Beryl and Cinder and Kaisuke kind of all funneled in there, he is going to just hold an action for his turn. And then it will be Paz's turn.
I think I'm gonna wait too because it seems they've got a handle on this.
Okay. All right, then it will be Cinder's turn. Cinder, you got bugs all over you.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is what I'm thinking. How to get rid of bugs and not hurt her.
I mean, you can definitely take a little bit of a step back at this point if you want to. You can kind of, like I said, most of them fell right onto the floor. They kind of, bit you on the way down and didn't really, take purchase. If you want to kind of step out of the way, you can definitely do that.
Into the crypt or away from it?
You could step. I mean, you could step past Barrel and step like here or here if you wanted to. Okay, you. It's going to be difficult to do that where you are. I'd say that you could kind of try to do like a hip shot around the corner if you want to as you're going, but you're going to be at disadvantage. Because you would be at disadvantage if you stayed where you were and shot them because you'd be in melee range, but either way you're going to be at disadvantage. You can go ahead and do it, but
I'll take the disadvantage then.
all right. I mean, at least you don't have anybody that you have to worry about hitting, so.
How do I do disadvantage on this, or do I just roll?
You just roll. Yeah, just roll. Well, it doesn't fucking matter. You fucking hit. Roll a damage. Just hit. Click on Eldritch Blast in the chat. Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
Woo!
You kind of do this really cool, like, it's like a Mission Impossible, like, finger gun as you're walking around the corner, and you point back at the swarm of centipedes, and you send an Eldritch Blast of this force energy just slams into this mass of centipedes, and you see a few of them just immediately shrivel up into just husks of what they were, and you took a good chunk of them out with that single blast there.
She's gonna blow on her finger after she's done.
Nice. And is that your turn?
Yep, that'll be my turn.
All right. Kaisuke, you are up.
Okay, so are the centipedes in range for are they in the square that are most of them still in the square that Cinder was in?
They're where that token is. I just didn't
Okay.
really have I didn't have a swarm token, basically.
Okay.
I had to make do with just a centipede.
Well then, Kaisuke's gonna step forward, shoving Barrel to the side, get in the middle. Knock it out
Go ahead and roll that.
if it will stop lagging for me.
I think it's
Because
a
you tried to
miracle it's
do
worked so
something.
well this far.
Yeah. We'll take it.
Hold on. There we go. If it will. God damn it.
Do we have a ginger? Sounds like we do. Yeah, unfortunately, you reach out with your Naginata and you just can't seem to nail any of them. They're skittering around, kind of swarming along the ground, and you just can't seem to hit any of them.
It's difficult to angle with the spear in this is close quarters.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Cinder did definitely outplay you a little bit, though.
Seriously, Kai, I think we really need to ask for a refund for whoever taught you.
Right. Do you have a bonus action or anything else you would like to do?
Nope. Glare menacingly.
at the insects crawling on the ground.
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, so since you are closest to them, they're going to go ahead and try to bite you again. What's your AC?
16.
Okay, well, it's a 16, so that's going to hit you.
God damn it. Every fucking time.
Yeah,
You had to
this
move
isn't gonna
past
be fun
Barrel.
either.
You just had to shove your way past Barrel and get in biting range.
What, you shoved your way past Kaisuke?
That's because you don't want to bury kids, you monster.
Okay, so
I have people to protect.
the remaining centipedes, as you try to drive your spear into the heart of them, a couple of them crawl up the length of your Naginata, and they kind of make their way through the grooves in your armor, and they bite you, and you take 3 points of piercing damage. All right, and then it is Barrel's turn.
Malachi wonders why the samurai isn't 10 feet away from the monster using his naginata.
Because Barrel's in that space.
Oh, we can't do it around the corner?
It's kind of difficult to do because this is very sharp corners. This is you guys have basically walked into a crypt, is what you've walked into. Yeah, so it's cool, but it's hard to like angle that. Although Cinder did shoot a really cool Eldritch blast around the corner as she was walking away, so that was fun. But yeah.
Fear her finger guns.
Fear her finger guns.
Pew pew.
All right, Barrel, you're up. Sacred Flame again. All right, that's a nice Sacred Flame roll. Unfortunately, again, you see these things kind of slithering around the ground, and even now, as there are fewer of them, it's kind of harder to aim at any of them in particular, and you just can't manage to ignite any of them. They're a little more dexterous than the
creature,
the creatures you have fought so far.
And then she'll, not that it's probably too needed, but in case someone else wants to get in there, she'll take a step back.
All right. Malachite, you're up. While you guys were exploring this crypt here, Cinder walked underneath a bit of crumbling ceiling and had some centipedes fall on her and start biting her.
Would Malachi be able to cast poison spray if he goes over there?
You'd be hitting me.
You would be hitting Kaisuke.
Like I can't like arc it above him or her.
I will let you. There's going to be a check involved. There's going to be some risk involved with that. Let's put it that way. Check to see if you are able to kind of like angle it around her to do that,
Dexterity check.
or like maybe something like acrobatics, even just something to get kind of around
I'm
her.
gonna die.
I'll let you pick.
Did I use one of my wild shapes last time? I did.
You did, yeah.
Okay.
Wild shapes are wild shapes short rest or long rest?
We had a
Yes,
short rest.
They're short rest.
We had a short rest, so you got that back.
I believe it doesn't. You regain expended uses. Finish a short. Okay.
Okay, so yeah, you got your wild shape back. We took a brief. I'll recap you, but we took a brief rest. So
Can he tell at least if these creatures are very hostile or malevolent, or if they're just being territorial?
Did we lose Hatsu?
Did I say anything?
I heard you were asking if they're territorial or not, and if you can tell that.
Or if they're malevolent or unnatural.
I don't think Hatsu's responded though. Is Hatsu
Oh,
still
no.
here?
hello.
Hi.
Hi there.
Bing bong.
Okay, so yeah, no, they're not like their resting place was disturbed. Basically, is what happened. So
Literally.
so they're attacking because they were disturbed. Is kind of what happened.
Can I make some sort of animal handling check to see if I can pacify them? Maybe.
Sure. Yeah, go for it.
I'd just like to take a bit of ration or food or something and just go and throw it around in the corner and see if I can get them to head towards that.
Okay. Are you gonna throw it towards the crypts? I assume towards
Throw
the
it like
graves.
right there.
Yeah. Okay. Go for it.
Nope.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you end up throwing your bit of ration right on top of them, and it kind of just makes them a little more agitated. Unfortunately. I'll say that was a bonus action, so you can still make an attack if you'd like to, but you're not going to get a chance to. You're not going to be able to dodge Kaisuke if you want to still throw poison or anything like that.
No, I'm just gonna end my turn. I'll hold an attack with my machete for if anything besides the. If they come near me, I'll go ahead and attack them with my machete, but otherwise, nah.
Okay.
So holding
Alright.
my attack.
Pass.
Is there anything I can really do?
How tall's the
I mean-
ceiling?
The ceiling's actually. You're what, like
Do we
6
lose
something?
her again?
Do it now?
You just like went silent for a second there.
Sorry, I readjusted my mic. Maybe that'll help a little bit. I said the ceilings in this area are very short, actually. You're what, like 6 something?
Malachite is 6'5", 6'5", 6'4".
Yeah, I would say that the ceilings here maybe 8 feet at max.
I was gonna off Paz to crawl over Malachite.
See, you've made a new.
I mean, he probably could if he really wanted to. That's
Group
up
of
to
friends.
Paz.
We're not. It's more like we're all in the same sinking ship.
Well, I mean, again,
That's
is
right.
there really
And I
anything
guess you
he
could.
can do?
I mean, he can, I'd say Paz is probably the one, maybe Cinder even could kind of squeeze around people to get in to stab at the thing, but that's if Paz wants to do that or not. Does Paz want to do that in his current state of sassiness?
Nah, Kaisuke's got this.
All right. So then
Secret, Barrel's
it's,
not gonna hold it
Cinder's
against
turn.
you.
All right, Cinder, what you gonna do?
What you gonna do when they come for you?
Bad girl, bad girl.
I mean, I don't know. Can't do another awesome shot because we have one little derp samurai who wants to stand in them.
If you're going to like fire like a blast, you could do that. I don't like the thing about the sprays is like it just kind of goes all over everything. So I don't think there's any way that Kaisuke can avoid that. My ruling on like shooting like a projectile though is if you critical fail, you hit the person in front of you. So
I have one
you won't
spell
be
who
at
might work.
disadvantage. So there's that. You would be rolling normally this time, but that's up to you.
I'll take another Eldritch Blast.
And I assume you're going to step in front of Kaisuke to do that. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So yeah, that definitely hits. You can roll the damage on that. Okay. So Cinder, you know what? Here's what Cinder does. So she kind of comes around the corner again, and she takes her finger gun, and you Mad Max Fury Road it. You fucking put your arm on Kaisuke's shoulder, and you blast down at these things, and you end up picking off a couple more. There's still maybe 2 or 3 of them slithering around, but you guys have definitely taken care of the brunt of the.
Okay.
Anything else?
Politely just step on these now. Thank you. She'll go back so she's not in anyone's way.
Is it gonna go?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. With pleasure.
Oh, you're one off. I'm so sorry. Yeah.
You gotta be. Oh.
They don't really even have that good of an AC, which you just can't
So
Kaisuke.
far, in this entire game, this entire campaign, I have hit 2 things. I
know,
hit a
and
broom, and I hit a ghost.
it makes
your-
That's
zero
it.
sense.
Do you have all your bonuses or whatever it takes to hit things?
Yeah.
He has a
here.
+5.
He's got a +5. He should
Jeez.
definitely.
A +5 in their
Bad
failing.
So yeah,
fair,
Kaisuke. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, to be fair, the broom had an AC of 16.
Yeah, the broom has quite the AC. And the armor had, I think it was like an 18. So
I was like, man, I'm gonna have this cool samurai character. He's gonna do hits left and right. He's gonna be doing lots of damage. But no. I
You're
have
getting
Mr.
shown
Bean
up by the
character.
warlock.
at every turn, Cinder has upstaged Kaisuke.
That has to be pissing her off something terrible.
Can I use my bonus action to stomp on them?
I'm afraid not. No. If you have any, I don't know how your action surge thing works. If you're really that mad at the centipedes, but other than that, you're gonna have to let it go. Let it go.
Alright, let's see. They're gonna fucking one-shot me now. Watch this.
They are gonna munch on you, but fortunately, there aren't that many of them left, so it's not as bad. But yeah.
I have 8 health. I've been absorbing all the fucking damage.
Well, they crit failed, so
They
yeah.
munch
Start
on each
eating
other.
each other.
Yeah. Well, no. Probably what happens is they kind of get up on you and they start chewing on your boots a little bit, but they're pretty harmless to you at this point, to be honest. You got 3 centipedes kind of slithering around you, and they didn't manage to take any purchase this time.
Okay.
It is your turn, Beryl. Are we going to get the most sacred of flames?
Maybe.
Ooh. Let's see if that hits.
These bugs have pretty good dexterity, it seems.
Finally, you get a chance. You manage to concentrate on the centipedes as they're curling around Kaisuke's boot, and you completely just immolate the last 3 that are there, and they go up in a puff of smoke from your sacred flame, and you guys see no more centipedes. You are the bug exterminator.
Beryl,
Does,
come here for a second.
I'm already standing.
She's right
I'm
there.
already standing right next to you, pretty much.
Okay, then. She's going to get on her tippy toes and kiss her on the cheek. Thank you for the healing and for murdering the bugs.
You're welcome. Now, I'm gonna go and give some children a proper burial. At least if Malachi gets out of my way.
I suggest wrapping them in a sheet.
What's going on?
Okay, so to give you a little bit of a recap, Ginger, you guys tried to heal Kaisuke upstairs, found out that none of your magic was really working, so you decided to kind of sit and see if you could wait off some of the effects. As you did that, you and Cinder checked out the last room that you hadn't seen yet. There was a creepy doll in there.
Of course.
That smiled and seemed to move a little bit, and Cinder thought that it would be appropriate to set it on fire, and then run from the room and close the door. You haven't heard from the doll since, so must be all right. Then you went back and kind of tried to figure out what to do. Managed to find the hidden staircase that led you guys down here, and then you've discovered that this appears to be the family crypt. You guys have looked at all of the plaques on each of the graves here, and you've found them. They correspond to Gustav Durst, Elizabeth Durst, Rose, and Thorn. And you and Paz have seen that there is up here, there's a slab that one of the stone slabs that's meant to go over the graves, but there's not been a grave put in yet, and the plaque on that one read Walter Durst.
Does that correspond to any name that we remember?
Walter was the name that the specter said belonged to her baby.
All right. So up there, up to the north of us, there's a couple more spots for some graves, it seems, and it was supposed to be for, I guess it was supposed to be for that mother and child that were, on the third floor.
The northern alcove up here, there's nothing in that one. You just saw
Nothing?
a plaque for the baby. Yep.
Well, I mean, I could.
You could guess. Yeah, you can definitely. I'm just saying there
Guessing.
was nothing. Yeah, yeah. There was
What
nothing in that other one.
was that confirmed? Like she was just a thing on the side.
Well,
I thought it
mean,
was.
based on what you found out, you could probably come to that. Of the house's face staring down at the baby, things like that. The specter claimed that it was Gustav's son. You could kind of come to that conclusion, I would say.
Yeah. All right. Is there anything else around here?
There's
Is there any other
yes.
like spots or any hallways?
Well, so also, yeah, that's a good point. As you guys got down to the ground floor, you and Beryl specifically, I mean, everybody heard it. Sounds like distant chanting.
You're
coming
cutting out,
from
Hatsu.
this direction. What about now?
Sound?
Doing better for
Yep.
now.
At least
Okay.
for now.
You're cutting out for me, Verb.
Meow?
Everyone just disconnect and then reconnect.
Yeah, everyone disconnect. Verb.
Closing time.
Fallen.
You.
Ginger.
It's getting hot in here.
Alex.
Meow.
And Sword.
It was present.
Okay. Do I sound a little bit
I was
better?
trying to think of the song lyrics. Y'all did song lyrics. And I didn't want to feel left out.
Well, then Alex just said. "Meow."
I couldn't think of any lyrics either, so.
That's all right. So do I sound? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, what I was saying was is when you guys reached this floor, you and Beryl in particular, but everybody heard the sound of chanting in the distance, and you heard it coming from this direction. There are hallways directly to your north and your south, and the stairs that you guys came down are here.
All right. Can Malachite see any further than just past Cinder?
So, what you guys discovered when you got down here was that an even Beryl.
Her
tried
shield's
to
lit up.
cast- Yeah, Beryl's shield is lit up. It's a similar situation to what you encountered on the balcony. You can see near you. Anyone that's standing near Beryl kind of gets a little bit of the illumination, but it doesn't seem to be able to penetrate the darkness.
Can we tell, or do we know that we're below the first floor?
Well, you imagine you must be, because you didn't see any of this on the first floor, and it's a bit colder down here, that's for sure.
It was a long stairwell too, wasn't it?
It was a pretty long stairwell.
That's what I was trying to.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're pretty sure that you are in the basement.
So, are we bringing the kids down?
As the last worms burn and drop off of Kaisuke's armor, she's gonna dust herself off and immediately begin marching south. We move on.
As stated, if you want to go on alone, go on alone, but I'm not healing you. I'm getting those kids.
Fine.
And that was the other thing that you missed a little bit, Ginger, is that Beryl, as soon as she found the kids' graves, has been trying to go back upstairs to get their bones to bury them.
Technically, it was Cinder's idea first,
And
but
Kaisuke
Beryl
doesn't seem
readily
having
agreed to that.
Kaisuke has important people she really needs to get back to.
Look, I mean, Kaisuke, no offense, but I think that they'd be more better worrying about you. I mean, we're in this haunted house of all things, and I'm suspecting that we're in more danger than they
I don't care.
I
are.
mentioned that earlier, and she didn't care.
And Beryl, we can definitely go about our way, making things right for Rose and Thorn. But let's uh, let's stick to one thing at a time and see if we can destroy or kill or whatever this beast is. Um, let's take care of it before we make sure that Rose and Thorn are resting. Is that all right?
Because
Should we take a vote?
Barrow's gonna
Kaisuke's marching on, whatever you guys do. She's
Barrow's
moving
gonna
now.
stomp her foot and just stand there stubbornly.
Well,
And I would say at this point, I don't think Kaisuke notices this because she's not really made much of an attempt to get to know the people around her. But Cinder and Malachite, you guys are starting to pick up something is very strange about Beryl and Paz, and you guys can both make perception checks. I'm sorry, make insight checks actually. Yeah, Cinder, you're getting shit. You got nothing. Kaisuke just stormed past you as you were trying to figure this out and almost knocked you over. Yeah. Um, you definitely get the sense, Malachite, that there's something off. Beryl has been throwing tantrums since Kaisuke has been trying to boss her around a bit, and Paz has been completely what's the term?
dissonant.
Yeah, very much at all. Um,
Hatsu.
you do recall that they were not like this before they walked into the room with the children. They've kind of been acting this way since.
Beryl, Beryl. Hey, hey. Let's just, y'all. We need to calm down for a second here. Look, there's something weird going on in this house, and I understand, Beryl, that we need to take care of the kids. Rose and Thorn, they don't need to be like that up there. But they were scared of this monster that's down here right now. I think that we need to kill it before we bring their bodies down here. Because that would be right for Thorn. He doesn't want to be down here with it. So we need to kill it first.
I'm a cleric. Let me do my job and bury those kids.
You're gonna be able to. After
Now.
we take a look, there's not time to go back up there. We need to go ahead and just get this thing done.
Then go on without me. I'll do it myself.
Can I just give Beryl a quick smack across the cheek?
Yeah, I'd say you can.
You can try.
You can try. Yeah, you can try. What would be the contest for that?
I just say it's my unarmed strike.
Versus what, my armor class?
Probably.
Yeah,
Good
for
luck.
it. Go for it.
I mean, my unarmed strike maybe versus her dexterity, not because that's more. I'm not aiming for her armor. I'm aiming for her face.
She does have a shield.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
Or-
yeah. You do an unarmed strike, Beryl. You do.
Well, no, not a check on her part, but
Well, yeah. Let's
unarmed,
just see what you get.
an unarmed strike. That's going to be my strength. So
Yes.
and I don't have proficiency with these, so
Yeah, you throw yourself a right hook at Beryl's face, and she
not a
just
right hook.
kinda-
I'm just trying to slap.
Yeah, but it doesn't do. I mean, it doesn't do shit. She brings her shield up. She, you know, throws her shoulder forward. This is a woman that's not necessarily about to take any of your shit, and she seems she definitely seems like she's uh set on this path at the moment.
You know what? Whatever. Fine then. I'm trying to make sure that this place is safe enough for all of us and for Rosenthorn, but if you want to bring the kid down here into this hell, then go at it then.
And by kids, it's bones, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I know.
skeletons.
I know. All right. That's
Kaisuke, are you walking around this room while you're...
Yeah, Kaisuke has a job to do, and she's not wasting time on it.
Okay, you see that there is... let's see.
Baz, come on.
There's a door here. There's a door here. Or, not a door. There's passageways. So there's a passageway that leads this way. Potentially another one this direction.
Okay.
And Beryl, I'll say that, you know, I'll let you know when you manage to come back downstairs with the bones. You can definitely do that. It's just going to take a little bit of time.
Hey, Cinder, let's get going. Is there a certain direction that we definitely hear the chanting coming from?
You hear the chanting coming from this direction.
Gotcha. Okay.
So
Yep.
you're south.
Malachite
west.
and Barrow could hear where the sound was coming from. We both got nat 20s on that.
Rockman,
Okay.
Yeah, you did.
where's the chanting?
You guys need to start talking so that all of us can hear you guys. Kaisuke, Cinder.
They're mainly just fussing.
Did not concern you.
Well, let's save it for a time whenever we're maybe not on death's door. So come on, let's get a
Which
move
way
on.
is the chanting?
It's coming from this direction here to the east, west.
She goes that way then.
Okay.
Okay, at this point, Cinder's gonna get mad and just jerk her backwards.
Kaisuke's gonna resist.
Strength checks.
She is hunched forward.
You're trying to pull a big girl, Cinder.
Her
Ouch.
oh,
Yes!
Yeah. I was waiting for that. I was so fucking waiting for that. Yeah, so Cinder manages to hook her hand into the collar of your armor, and she yanks you back with a force that is very surprising even to you, and manages to stop you dead in your tracks.
Kaisuke turns around and slaps her hand away. What?
I swear you are going to get yourself murdered, and your retainers will not be protected. I do not give a shit about them or our old family. I care about you. And if you keep just bullying your way through this haunted freaking house that's almost killed you twice now, the third time will probably do it in, and I am not going to bury you in this house where you will probably come back. Now you're going to help us. You're going to work as a team. I know they had to teach you this. It isn't that hard. It will make the process faster. Please stop being an idiot.
Kaisuke speaks in Nihon. So by teamwork, I suppose you mean sitting here and doing absolutely nothing. I won't have it, Anya.
By doing
I
nothing.
took an oath, and I know that you don't care. That means something. And I'm not going to go back on my word once it's given. I swore I would protect them, and I'm not going to sit here and do nothing just because this stupid Gaijin priest feels like she needs to bury some kids. Good
Hey guys,
day.
Seriously.
how's it going?
You,
Today I'm
you
gonna
die, I will leave them here. I do not care about your oath. I care about you. And
I
that
know you
means
don't.
more to me.
You never
That
cared.
Well, why should
And then
I?
Kaisuke turns and
Because the
marches away.
loyalty.
So while you guys are, I think your argument has lasted long enough for Beryl to have made it back downstairs. Beryl, and while you're gathering up the children's bones, you can use their skeletons are not very big, so I imagine you have a cloak or something with you that you can kind of bundle them up into.
Probably take the sheets off the bed and
Yeah, that'll work too. So you kind of make your way back downstairs. So you have the bones, and Paz, who's still standing in the hallway, probably sees you as you head back into these rooms. As big as the stone covers are, you manage to kind of move them aside without too much trouble. Um, and as you're putting the bones in each of the crypts, you kind of start to feel this weight lift from your chest. And Paz, even though you're not really helping her do this, you start to feel this haze that's been settling over your mind start to lift from you as well. You feel like you're yourself again. Um, you feel the coldness kind of seep back out of your bones. And Beryl, you have gained inspiration for laying the children's bones to rest.
she'll
You
say
feel
a
that
little prayer.
Pelor is smiling on you for this.
She'll say a little prayer, of course. But does that mean my flaw's actually gone now?
Your flaw is gone. Yep, you and Paz, your flaws are gone. You are no longer possessed by the children.
I was kind of having fun being all angsty against Kaisuke.
Yep. So you've done that. Kaisuke, are you just stomping off? Or are you continuing on?
Yeah, Kaisuke is not hearing any of the arguments being directed towards her. She has a mission, and she intends to fulfill it.
Her life expectancy isn't going to be very long.
So where are you going?
So there are stairs down here.
Yeah, they kind of just lead to another landing. You can see that there's like a hallway here, and then there's another stairs down to another landing here.
Okay, and there's space here. This is more.
That's just dark space. Sorry, I didn't mean to uncover that. It's there's nothing there.
Okay, so that's just a straight wall there.
Yep.
All right, she's gonna head down the stairs then.
Yep, and you can continue to go to your right, or you can go south. What are the rest of you doing? While she does this.
Well, Beryl will slide past Paz and rejoin the group since her duty is done.
All right.
Her one duty was done.
Yeah, she still needs to take a step by the washroom first.
So you guys are just following Kaisuke?
Is this just another passageway, or is this a door?
Yeah, that's another passageway there.
Can I see down it?
Yep.
And just for sakes, can you just uncover the other passageway this way too?
Yep, it's just it just seems to be kind of like an alcove. You don't find anything there. This This one to the south kind of winds around. You can see that it's kind of branches off into an intersection here.
All right, that's yeah. All right. Oh, let's not let the other one die. At least by yourself.
Agreed.
Come on, get a move on, you bucket of bolts.
Where are you
Cool.
going, Kaisuke?
Is this a
Kaisuke.
passageway or is that?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep, that goes south.
All right. Well, she's gonna have a look down there then.
Okay. You can see it kind of continues onward this direction.
If the chain was coming from around here, wouldn't, as we get closer,
Wait,
everyone else
wait,
be able to
stop
tell
moving,
where it's
stop
coming from?
moving. Stop moving. Kaisuke, as you walk right here, you're so focused on, getting back to your retainers. You're angry at the others for continuing to halt your progress. It's really starting to piss you off. You stomp right through this hallway. You don't notice anything. You don't look around. You're a woman with purpose, and as you reach the middle of it, the floor just suddenly gives way beneath you, and you
Oh, shit.
fall, and you fall right into what is immediate agony for you as these wooden spikes jut up into your armor and through your body. And you take I think it is
D6 per every 5 foot.
yep, and
I don't
it's
even
about
get it
10
like a
feet.
save. Like
No, you don't make a save. You weren't paying attention. You weren't looking out for it. You don't. There's no save to make for that. You walked right onto a trap without looking for it, and you you take. Let's see. I'm gonna roll for it because I know you're really low.
I'm on 8.
You're probably dead then.
Okay, I guess I'm not rolling. I'm just going to take the average. You take 14 points of
I'm dead.
total damage, 3 bludgeoning damage, and 11 piercing damage from the spikes.
I'm dead.
Well, you're unconscious. You probably don't even really have time to cry out, to be honest with you. You just kind of fall into the pit of spikes, and you're laying there unconscious. The others kind of hear this sudden clatter as Kaisuke's armor kind of clangs on the way down.
Is it just the spot that Kaisuke's on right now, or is it a
Yes.
section of?
No, it's like a 5x5 square that's kind of been cut in the ground and was covered by a fake panel. And she's about 10 feet down.
Yeah, Cinder's gonna run when she hears noise.
Where'd Cinder go? Oh, there she is. God, Cinder, it does not look good.
Oh, fuck.
Malachite's gonna go ahead and take out his rope. Yeah, who's light?
Me.
He's gonna go ahead and tie the rope quickly around Cinder's waist and just make a sort of just a halter for her. You're gonna have to go down there. I'd be too heavy probably for all of you to pick me back up and her. So here he's gonna go ahead and cast Goodberry again and
Okay.
make all 10.
Okay.
And he's gonna hand one of them to Cinder. Here, just give that to Kaisuke and hopefully she wakes up.
Okay then. Cinder
So-
will go down the hole.
And Malachite's gonna be holding onto the rope, making sure it's a slow descent.
Yeah, I'll say that it's not hard for her to climb down into the hole. Because like I said, it's only 10 feet deep, so it's not like she's small enough that she can kind of maneuver around the spikes. What's going to be difficult is pulling Kaisuke back up.
In her.
And her, yes. So once
Cinder will untie the rope if she isn't getting stabbed and tie it around her sister.
you going to give Kaisuke the berry.
Yes.
All right, so Cinder reaches down and shoves. Are you just gonna shove all of them in her mouth?
No, I just gave Cinder one.
Are you just gonna
Yeah.
send her one?
Just
All right,
just
so
one.
you reach down and you kind of pull the war mask away from Kaisuke's face, and you just shove this berry into her mouth and kind of force her to chew it. And Kaisuke, you feel a little bit of energy come back to you, and your eyes kind of flutter open. You hurt all over, but you are awake
So
again.
am I currently impaled on the spikes?
We can say Cinder took her off.
Yeah, I would say that Cinder probably rearranged you a little bit before she
My
did
body's
this.
full of holes.
Your body is full of holes, and you have a horrible headache at the moment. But yeah, your eyes are open again at least. You
By
ain't
this
feeling
Vader's beard, I swear you will kill yourself.
She's going to lean on her spear to push herself up. Fuck this house.
Fuck you! You did that to yourself. Maybe this will knock some sense into you. If it doesn't, I vote we just knock your ass unconscious so I don't have to bury you.
Your hopes are misplaced.
I'm sorry. Should we drop you back on the spikes? Get your ass out of this damn hole and I'm gonna whoop it when I get up there.
Alright, so are you gonna try to pull her out of the hole, Malachite?
Yeah, I'm
Kaisuke's
gonna
gonna
ask.
climb.
Kaisuke's gonna climb. Okay, let me think.
I
What
mean, like,
it's yeah, but it's
unless
10
there's a
feet.
better way.
You're gonna have to, kind of jump for it. It's taller than you are.
Taller than you are, and you're climbing in
she's gonna-
50-pound armor.
She's gonna use the rope to help.
Barrel can help brace Malachite too if they're climbing back up.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll say that if you guys are all doing that, then it's going to be a little taxing for you with some fucking holes in your body, but you manage to kind of pull yourself back up over the edge without too much fanfare. Well, you'd be more on the other side there, but
Well, there's no room.
Cinder, move.
Uh,
I got you.
God,
Oh, for
stop it!
You guys
You
are
stop
doing
it.
a dance.
Malachite's just holding Kaisuke by the shoulders. God damn it, woman.
She pushes him off. Do not touch me.
I'm not touching you, I'm touching your armor. Yeah, I didn't have a reply to that anyway. So, here's the thing. Let's try not to die, and maybe we can get out of this place alive. Kind of simple, right?
Agreed.
Is there any passage through this panel or through this hallway now?
I mean,
Or
there's a pit.
is it just a straight pit all the way up against the walls?
Now, it's only
Wait.
5 feet across, so you could definitely try to jump it. You do have other options, though. I mean, there are
Yeah.
other places you can
we
go.
we could get the table from the last room and lay it across.
Or you could also just kind of go
Yeah, I was gonna say
around
yeah.
this way. You can go down the south. You have seen that you could go back around. the other way.
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Cinder, let's get going. You lead, and this time, Kaisuke, you stay behind us.
Oh, and
No.
I just so you guys know that this here, it's hard for me to draw this because it's so I can't figure out the line width, but there is also a door here. That's not a impassable wall. That's a door.
Okay, so there's a door there. All right. So Malachite's gonna at least be paying attention now, trying to make sure there's no traps on the floor. Or you know what? He's gonna take. He doesn't really have a staff or anything, does he?
No, I think you've got a machete, don't you?
Machete.
Machete.
We do have a thief.
He's. Yeah, I'm. All right. Yeah, Paz, come on up and see if you can catch any traps for us.
Would you mind doing that for us, Paz?
Okay. Wow, you just called me for my right job.
So are you gonna go to the front there and kind of sniff around for some traps?
Yes.
Okay. You shall make me what is it? An investigation check.
Yeah.
Do that, and we'll see if you see any traps. Nope. Yeah, you look around and you kind of put your hands on the walls, and you're kind of looking at the floor here really close. You know what to look for in your time as a thief. You know what kind of apparatus hold the trip wires and shit like that. And you don't see any sign of any other traps laying around you guys, at least in the immediate vicinity.
I kind of want to explore this place.
Alright, everything's clear.
All right. Lead the way, Paz, and we'll protect you if we find anything.
So where do you want to go, Paz?
So I can go either left or straight.
You can go three
You
directions.
can go 3 different directions. Yeah, you can go. There's a passageway to your right. There's one to your left, and then there's one directly south of you. And you did hear that the others kept saying that they heard chanting towards the southwest. Well, it was kind
I know
of
where
more.
I should go, but
It's
the
kind of
treasure-
more this way.
I know where I should go, but I want to go a different direction.
Well, you go. You're. They
This
put
is
you
your
at the front.
choice.
Yeah.
Malachite's letting you. Malachite's letting you scout ahead.
Then I'm going this way.
Give me 1 second.
Sounds about right. You know, the crazy trick house here. Go the way that you, the opposite direction from where you want to go to get where you need to be. Makes sense.
You're also my big
I
trigger,
mean,
and
so
oh
far.
god,
yeah.
no.
You're all right.
How's that?
That
Nothing,
does
it's
not look
fine.
pleasant.
You walked into a fine room. It's okay.
No.
Don't worry. Well, you're already in the room. You've walked into this room. You can't see but like 5 feet in front of your face. You walked into this room, whether you wanted to or not. So, what you guys see as you kind of walk into this room, it's. I mean, obviously, it's not any more or less weird than anything else you've seen so far, because you've already seen a couple of skeletons on your way here, but you're starting to get the sense of the cultish activity that continues to have been mentioned thus far, because in this room, the skeletons that you see laying around the floor seem to be positioned in a way that they're all facing this statue, this shrine that's in front of you. And what you see, the statue is it's wooden, but it's been painted with a kind of like a silvery-ish paint. And you can tell that it's wood because some of the paint is chipped off in certain places, but it's definitely been made to look a lot more fancy than it actually is. And the statue depicts the likeness of a gaunt, pale-faced man, and he's wearing this very voluminous black cloak, which is actually a cloak that's draped around the statue's shoulders, Super fancy, kind of looks like something that a noble would wear, which you Paz, you do have some experience with. And you can see now. Ignore the token. The token is not what's actually there. That just was the best kind of token that I could find for the situation. So what you actually see is, in his left hand, he's got his hand sitting on the head of a wolf that's standing next to him, and then in his right hand, he's holding a smoky gray crystal orb. And as you kind of look at it, it seems like there's almost, it looks kind of like everybody's stereotypical imagination of a crystal swirling in it, and it
We
seems
lost
to
you there.
kind of. Oh, I'm sorry. What did you miss?
It seems like
Stereotypical.
kind of something.
Oh, it's like your stereotypical crystal ball. So it's kind of like, it seems like there's like almost a smoke sort of swirling around on the inside of it. And whether or not you have any experience with magic, it feels like there's some kind of power emanating from it. And that's what you see in this room. And I'm going to say, Paz, too, with your investigation roll that you rolled and the fact that you're looking out for traps, you kind of knock along the walls here as you move into this room, and you actually find over here a hidden staircase that leads upwards.
Neat.
There is also another passageway down here to the south that seems to lead onwards.
Can I tell the others to wait, and can I try and stealth through this room?
Yeah, if you want to. Whether or not they listen to you is up to them, but you can definitely tell them that.
I mean, I'd
Right.
like to see them get past Malachite.
That's true.
Alright, Paz is gonna turn him off. He's like, don't let anybody in here until I clear it. Got it?
Are you gonna be all right?
We'll see.
Look, if anything happens, rush back towards me, and we'll trade places. You get behind me, all right?
If not, you'll hear me scream and probably find my corpse on the floor.
Yeah, well, we have some extra good berries.
Alright.
Let's just hope my sister doesn't need them.
I'm on literally 1 health.
Yeah, and you deserve that 1 health
For what?
for being an idiot.
For how exactly
All right,
was she an idiot?
all right. Paz, go ahead.
Describe it to me in detail, please.
Alright, I'm gonna stealth.
Okay, go ahead and roll stealth. I was waiting for like a crit fail or something. Yeah,
I was too.
you do what you do best, Paz, and you kind of slip right into the shadows. As far as you know, as far as your experience tells you, ain't nobody seeing shit when you walk through this room.
Alright, so I'm gonna carefully go through the center aisle in like right
Okay.
here.
Yeah.
Like that row column thingy.
Sure.
And he's gonna get a closer look at the statue while he passes.
Okay. Yeah, sure. So you kind of walk through, and you're looking up at this statue, and it definitely, this whoever this person is that it's depicting, this is somebody that's got standing. And like I said, this is something that you are familiar with, given your background, given your time that you've spent with other nobles. You can tell that this is somebody that, whether or not they have money, they have the bearing of somebody that's important.
Can I make a quick check to see if that thing is trapped?
Are you just checking for? So you're checking for like physical traps?
Any kind of traps?
Okay. Are you going to do that with your eyes, or are you going to try to touch it?
With my eyes, I ain't touching it.
Because I'm going to say, if you're doing that with your eyes, then you your investigation check from before, I think, would still stand, and you don't. I mean, you don't see any. You don't see any wires. You don't see any ropes. You don't see any hooks or triggers or anything like that.
All right, can I get a look at the thing behind me?
The thing behind you. Are you talking about the statue or the? Oh, I mean, those are just skeletons on the floor. They kind of just blend in a little bit.
So they're just kind of collapsed skeletons.
Yeah, and I'd say that, you're a little closer to them now. They're all wearing, like, or were wearing when they were alive, um the same kind of like black, really thick, heavy robes. Um, you know, again, the cultishness, whatever word that is, that has been discussed a couple of times. You're starting to kind of see that in this room.
Can I get a better look at that crystal ball?
I mean, you can look at it all you want to. It's a crystal ball. it's
Sorry,
it's still
it's shiny.
it's shiny. Yeah, it's really shiny. It kind of seems to have its own little, you know, it's a little bit luminescent. And it, and when you're up close to it, actually, it does feel like, almost like there's a bit of like frost radiating off of it. Like it's been sitting in the freezer or something, and then you got the little particles kind of filtering off of it. All right.
And I'm gonna head more south.
Okay, you can do that. Yep. And you see a door here, which you can pretty easily push open. It's kind of actually been open a crack. Like it's been abandoned that way, but you know, there's another room here. It's got a table on it. It looks like maybe some kind of like meeting room where people would sit down and have discussions. But nothing tries to impede your progress as you proceed past the skeletons or anything like that.
I'm gonna go in and take a look around.
Okay, you can do that. What do you...
Malachite's gonna look around and he's gonna be like, alright, well, looks like she made it through alright. Maybe we can get through here without too much trouble. Let me try something real quick. And he's gonna go ahead and cast his
let's pause for a second. Hey guys, I I understand that everybody's character has their motivations for doing something, and like you guys may not necessarily agree with said motivations, but like once you get to a point where you're continuously repeating the same things over and over again, you're not actually having a productive conversation. So let's just kind of like, let's try to recenter our minds back on the game right now, and then we can, like, if we want to discuss like certain actions and whatnot like out of the game, we can do that later. I imagine that the party in the hallway is kind of somber right now after what's happened, so we'll go with that as them being a little bit quiet. All right, Malachite.
Suki said, for your fucking existence of the trap.
It's okay. We're gonna move past that for now.
Malachite's gonna go ahead and cast his one use of Pass Without Trace.
Okay.
And he's gonna designate. Is Pass still within 30 feet?
Yeah, I believe he is.
As she's going around the corner, I'm guessing to a point where he can't see, he's gonna designate her too.
Yep.
All right. This will just make sure that we hopefully everyone has +10. And he's gonna do the same thing that Paz did. for an 18.
Aren't you glad you have that +2?
Should we... Do you think it would be better to follow along and not wait for Paz like they suggested?
Well, he's already gone. I'm not sure. I figured he'd come back or something, and he's kind of around a corner now. I just want to make sure that he doesn't get too far ahead. If something happens to him and we don't know about it, that would kind of be sucky. So I'm at least gonna follow around, make sure that he's all right.
Do you want the rest of us to follow, or you think you'll be good on your own?
Come on up and watch me cross through, and I'll try and stay within eyesight of you guys. And if you think that you guys should, I'll signal you or something if you guys need to come along. And he's just gonna start walking his way across. Tell me if I need to stop anywhere.
Nope, you're good. You walk through this corridor, and just like Paz, nothing seems to, be out of the ordinary. You pass by the orb, and it sits there, and it glows in its ominous way, and unless you want to reach out and touch it, nothing happens to you.
Okay.
You're good.
Hey.
And you reach Paz, and you reach this kind of meeting room over here.
All right. Hey, Paz. Looks like we can make it through there. What's this area up here?
No idea. I was about to check it out.
Do you think we should call the rest through the room?
Is Kaisuke gonna behave themselves?
I'm sure they'll be fine. I left a little something for all of us. So hopefully we can stay unnoticed for the time being.
Alrighty, I guess.
Alright. There's more. It looks like there's more stuff around here. Wait. Is there any other is there any other passageways or any or hallways that look like they'll meet up back at that intersection, Paz?
I'd say while you guys were standing around, Paz kind of figured out that this here seems to loop back around. And then it seems like there's another hall over to your west.
Hey,
Going
Paz.
down that one.
Hey, Paz. Go over there and see if you can scare the crap out of one of them.
Alright. Are you giving me full permission to do this?
I'm giving you permission, but just know that if Kaisuke or Cinder shoots at you, that's technically not on me.
So you just want me to do it without, and you're copping out.
Hey, I mean, if you want to, if this is all up to you. If you want to go scare the crap out of them, like it looks like it goes around, doesn't it?
That is true. Okay,
Hey,
fine. You
go
talked
for
me into it.
All right.
So I'm gonna stealth super hard and try and sneak up on scare Kaisuke.
Okay, you don't know that it's Kaisuke that you're trying to sneak up on, but you can roll me a stealth check, another stealth check.
And Malachite's currently just like pretending like he's still talking.
There's no fucking way, even if you, well, actually, no, fucking roll me a
You have to be the 31.
Yeah, no, she's not gonna.
Just roll it anyway.
So,
Yeah, roll it anyway. I want to see what it is.
I just want to watch you fail.
I mean, if you, no, okay.
No, here's what we're doing for you, Sword. We're trying to get all your bad rolls out of the way,
Uh-huh.
so that one day, whenever they matter, they're good.
And there are definitely more things in here that they would matter on more than the fucking centipedes, I promise you.
Malachite's just going to be pretending to talk with Paz while she's going around and waves back nonchalantly at Beryl.
Alright, Paz, you are stealth. You can do as you please.
Can someone play the Jaws music? This is gonna be funny.
Da-da. Da-da-da.
Stop.
I trapped.
Well, you weren't looking out, so unfortunately. I think, hang on, let me make sure that there's. Hang on. Yep. You walk under this thing. This thing, I say. It's more. As you're walking, you kind of feel the house above you kind of creak and shift and settle again. And you can kind of see a little bit of crumbling coming from up above you, up on the ceiling, a little bit similar to what happened to Cinder. Fortunately for you, you're a bit more nimble than Cinder is, and you manage to kind of jump out of the way before this thing lands completely on top of you. You're not surprised by it, but you do see, standing in front of you, this wiggly little thing. And it looks like it is going to try and attack you, so I need everyone to roll initiative. Again. But wait. Let me get your turn order up. Okay, go for it. Oh, Malachite, you did so well the first time.
May I just say, I'm feeling kind of bad right now.
I mean, you did tell him to wander off through the hallway by himself.
Sorry, hold on, my computer's lagging.
You're good. At least his passive perception is not as is a little bit better than Cinder's, because otherwise it would have landed right on top of him. So he at least didn't get attacked by it at first.
How come I already have a turn order on this?
That's from last turn. Just go ahead and.
Woohoo! 11.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta get the sheet up. Well, dang, Paz.
Malachite's there, just thinking to himself, "Man, this is gonna be so funny. This will teach her to lighten up."
After
Or
she,
we'll get Paz's nose
or
broken.
it'll get Paz killed.
if not by fucking traps, then by fucking Kaisi, hey?
Sorry, it actually rolled better than all of you, unfortunately.
Even better than Paz?
Even better than Paz. Yep. All right.
Jesus.
Yeah, it rolled a 21. That's nice. Nice for it. Yeah, so this weird tentacly, it looks almost kind of like a land squid. Is what it kind of looks like. It's got like these weird tentacles, and it's got like this beak centered in the mass of it, and it kind of flings itself at you, Paz, and you've got 2 attacks coming your way. Oh, Paz. Oh no!
It crit.
Oh fuck! It did crit.
That's why I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah. It whips these long ropey tentacles at you. And you just feel them lashing out at your face and your arm and slicing into your skin. And you take 9 points of slashing damage from that. Fortunately, though, even though it grabs onto your arm and tries to snap at you with its beak, it doesn't manage to do that. so it misses you with its second attack, but you do take the 9 slashing damage from its tentacles. How much health did you have?
I only had 10.
Oh no. Well, that hurt. But fortunately, it's your turn, so you can deal some revenge if you want to.
I'm gonna stab this motherfucker.
You stab that motherfucker.
With my handy dandy little guitar, and hopefully I don't miss. And now that I've said that, god damn it.
You should never say that.
Yeah, well.
Nope, that will definitely hit. Go ahead and roll the damage on that. Yeah, so you're a little pissed that this weird little thing has dropped down to totally ruin the prank that you were going to try and play on Kaisuke, and you kind of slide forward your guitar and punch it right in the middle of the center of its mass there, and kind of slice through its gut, and it takes 7 points of piercing damage. Cinder, you're up. You may have heard a little kitty screaming, just a little bit.
Protect the kitty! I think she heard that yell from this hallway.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's close enough that you definitely heard him.
Okay, now can I attack around him?
Finger gun, probably?
Well,
What you
finger
gonna do?
gun.
All right, go for it. Yep, that
He-
hits. Roll the damage. Yeah, so you're brandishing your finger guns, and you kind of do the whole Mad Max thing. You take aim over Paz's shoulder here and blast the creature on the ground, and you hit it with a bit of force damage, and it kind of writhes and wiggles in pain as it takes that Eldritch Blast. It's still up. That means
Okay.
it's Kaisuke's turn.
I can do literally nothing.
Well, Cinder could have moved away a little bit.
Yeah, are you staying where you are, Cinder, or are you? Yeah,
Okay.
because you never know. I shouldn't say shit.
Surprise of surprises! I missed.
Yeah, I feel so bad.
I don't think I've actually personally managed to succeed in a singular thing ever in this
Well,
game.
Kaisuke hasn't.
Mm-mm.
Well,
Because
She-
both the attack rolls
she-
that succeeded
no.
were you.
she fucking killed that broom.
Yeah.
though.
Yeah, she killed the broom.
She definitely killed that fucking broom. Oh, that just sucks. I need to.
I don't
We need to look at
understand.
we need to look at swords.
I mean, his bonuses are there. It's
No, we need
just
to look at his
not-
source, like his source element. Just make sure that nothing's screwing with him on his Canada internet.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's fucked up. Unfortunately, yeah, you do not manage to slice this thing. Who did we lose? Alex, it
Alex.
seems. Well, Beryl, you're up.
She'll just shimmy past Cinder here. See this little tentacle monster from an anime on the ground. And really hot, so you had to put in tentacle monsters.
Hey, this thing is in the book, man. It's called a Grick. I did not come up with this.
Oh, I didn't realize that's what.
It exists. I just put it in where they told me to.
I'm getting shivers. I hate. I
Yeah,
hate
it's
these things.
really nasty. All right, dex save.
Just the name Grick. Ugh.
Grick. It's a Grick. Gricks have good dexterity. It wriggles right out of the way of your sacred flame. Sorry, I couldn't figure out how to switch back out of that voice once I started doing it. So yeah, unfortunately, it kind of like climbs up the opposite wall as you're trying to blast it with sacred flame, and you don't manage to burn it, unfortunately. Would you like to do anything else?
Paz's health really does not look good there.
Yeah, he and Kaisuke are both at 1.
Well, I suppose I'll eat up my last spell slot on Paz.
Okay. Paz, you have 5 points of healing added to your HP there.
And then I'll step back in case Cinder could use that spot for attacking next round.
Alright. Malachite. You've just sent Paz to his doom.
Malachite watches as Paz goes like around this corner here. Doesn't hear much of anything. Kind of hears the commotion and the what's it called, the Eldritch Blast going off, and then Beryl leaves from where he can see her there. He's like, wait, what the fuck happened? And so that's 25 movement to get to there.
Yep.
Sees this thing. Now,
it's real gross.
He can probably definitely tell that this isn't a natural thing.
Oh yeah, it definitely doesn't look like
This is some sort of monstrosity or abjuration.
It's not an animal. You know that it's not an animal. This is not a creature of the forest by any means.
Would I be able to tell what this thing is specifically, and if anything I have will affect it outright?
I'm trying to think.
Probably not. So I'm just going to go ahead and cast Poison Spray.
Okay, go for it.
Wow.
Constitution save. That's yay, poison spray. Let me try that. Yeah, you blast it with your poison spray, and it washes over the Grick, and it seems to take that 1 point of poison damage.
Yeah.
But you do see that it does seem to have affected it. It does take that damage. It does not like being sprayed with the poison whatsoever.
Malachite yells to the others, "It's not undead!"
Yes, you're right. It is not undead.
He's gonna go ahead and try and get in this thing's face and try and harry it so that it'll maybe aim towards him and not Paz.
Okay, we'll see what it
can Malachite look appetizing?
Appetizing how?
To a wriggling look.
Yeah,
okay, I know that tentacle monsters are more more so target the femboys, but like,
are you
I
like
don't know,
wriggling to try and make it?
I'm just stepping closer to it and holding my machete out and like trying to poke at it, trying to make it mad at me.
You know what? Just for fun, roll me a performance check.
So is a natural one good in this instance?
Well, you're trying to convince it.
Is he trying to seduce it with a mating
to go
dance?
for you instead of Paz?
I'd like Paz to roll a better performance.
You probably could.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean it's still sitting there wiggling like a slimy little motherfucker. You don't
Yeah.
really know if you have appealed to its monstrous senses or not, but we'll find out, won't we? And actually, what it does is it sees that it's backed up into the corner here, so it's going to lash out at both of you.
Oh,
So
yeah,
you're
that's two
both
attacks.
going to take. Yes, it does. So you're both going to take an attack. All right. Well, I don't. Let me see. What is your AC, Malachite?
15.
Yeah. So
I believe it's a 14 and no wait. Yeah, it's a it's a 13 and a +2 from shield, I believe.
well, it rolled a 9 and a
Really?
12. So, yeah. So you're wiggling. You're sitting there wiggling, and this creature that doesn't even seem to have eyes kind of tries to get over whatever the fuck it is that you're doing beside it, but it doesn't seem to be able to make another attack on either of you. It misses both hits. So that means it is Paz's turn.
Come on, you spindly motherfucker.
And I'm going
Stab it.
Or run away.
Run away where, Kaisuke?
What do you mean?
to little boxed in.
That was Burb.
Oh.
That wasn't Sword.
Well, either way.
Are you doing a stabby?
Yes.
I believe she's doing a stabby. He's doing a
Yeah,
stabby.
I think you're doing a stabby. Go ahead and roll damage.
And don't forget the sneak attack.
Yes, you do get sneak attack. You've got Malachite there. So you've got the 6.
I think it's 2d6. No, it's 1d6.
So an extra 1d6.
Yeah, roll a 1d6.
Oh, by the way, Hatsu,
Mm-hmm.
something you get to look forward to.
Oh,
Um,
buddy, 1 second. Let me just go ahead and
yeah,
celebrate
no
this
problem.
here. Yeah, so Paz, you're pissed off again. You were going in for this really great prank that you were about to play, and you
Just
take
killed it.
you take all your fury and all of your rage from that, and you take your guitar and you kind of like drive it up into the thing's gut where you slashed it before, and you just rip it in half completely, and it stops moving. Both little jelly pieces kind of fall flat to the floor, dead. You have slain the Grick, and you're out of combat. That was a good sneak attack roll. I was like, wow, damn. That was exactly what you needed to kill it. Right.
Bez, you okay?
I am not a happy kitty.
All right. I'm sorry about that.
No, it's not your fault. It's. Oh God, it was gonna be so good.
Malachite's gonna flick her to the good berries. No. Hey, Kaisuke.
What?
Malachite's gonna throw you 6 good berries.
He's gonna keep those on hand for now.
All right, and that leaves Malachite holding 1.
Okay. Good to know.
Kaisuke has 6, Paz ate his 2, and Malachite has 1 left.
All right.
All right, well, I wasn't quite expecting that. That's not something you see every day.
I hope that isn't something you see every day.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Well, there's another hallway down here, in this room, and I think there was another landing somewhere over there, past where Kaisuke and Beryl are. Uh,
There are also stairs leading up here that Paz managed to find.
did he like? Where was that like a wall, or were they just there?
They were hidden stairs. He found that with his perception or his
Just
investigation roll that he made earlier.
just knocks on the wall and all the dirt falls off.
Yeah, sure, we'll go with that.
Has a skill. He's done this a lot.
All right. So, do we want to keep going?
There is this hallway down here that we don't know where it goes.
Yeah, there's a lot of hallways that we're not quite sure where they go.
We do not have many options,
Yeah.
so I suggest.
I
we keep
think
moving.
Cinder's gonna cast her spell while everyone's fussing.
Okay, what spell is she casting?
Armor of Shadows. I forgot she had that.
I believe, yeah, that's just like a free. It's almost like a cantrip for you to cast, I believe.
It
It's,
is. I've got it as the whatever the
Yeah.
thing Warlock gets.
You
It's-
basically just get free mage armor is what you get.
Yeah, but you're not able to wear any other armor at that time, I think.
Yeah. Okay, you have that on then. Easy.
Probably better than your actual armor right now, so.
Yeah, it gives me +3.
Woohoo!
And you have 10, I think.
Yeah. But Cinder isn't supposed to be getting hit if everyone does their job right.
I mean, to be fair, the thing that Kaisuke is supposed to do in terms of getting hit, she definitely has done.
She has
Oh,
gotten
yeah.
hit the most.
She has tanked almost all of the damage in this entire house.
Satisfying.
She's a tough cookie.
Both of the healers untouched.
That's true. You guys haven't gotten hit with anything.
So in that way, you guys are doing your jobs.
At the same time,
So let's-
Barrow should maybe actually take the lead with how much Kaisuke's kiting or taking the damage of.
I mean, Beryl has to do that then.
It's also a thing though of Kaisuke just trying to lead most of the time.
Yeah,
Ga-
she can step forward. I mean, nothing's stopping you from doing that.
Guys, the way that this whole basement seems to be laid out, everything connects in one way or another. So I say, me and Paz, we're going to go down this direction. And I bet you guys, if you go to this landing, or to that landing over there, back where we first saw, we'll meet up sooner or later. Got me?
Are you certain it's safe
No.
to split up?
What was that?
No.
Is it good to be splitting up?
I mean, not necessarily, but if someone gets into another trap,
We should stick together. No separating, no breaking off.
I mean,
Even
we're
if
not.
it's-
I'm saying this under the belief that we're gonna meet up in like 5 seconds.
If you fall down a pit, Paz has no way he's getting you out of there.
Paz, how much can you lift?
Tell me now.
You're adorable.
Do you
What?
even lift, bro?
What?
How much smaller is Paz?
What practical reason do we have to split up? What
None.
possible
But
benefit could there be that
there
is
there
worth
is
the risk
none.
involved?
I get a benefit.
I'm giving you the answer.
I get a benefit if we split up.
So if there is no benefit, then why split up?
Yeah, there is a benefit. I don't have to listen to you.
Ooh, all right.
Oh,
Let's
I
just go,
thought
guys.
you were gonna say the benefit was that he could just stuff whatever he wanted to into his pockets while no one was looking.
Kasiki hefts her spear.
All right, don't worry. I'll lead the way so that Kaisuke doesn't get hurt. And it's gonna go down to this landing. I'm gonna check
Are you going down?
for a trap.
Okay, make an investigation check for me. Yeah, you think it's perfectly fine.
All right. Gonna go to this landing here.
All right. Yep. It seems to lead
Oh.
down, and it's like kind of like a switchback, and you see that there are steps leading even further down.
Oh.
And as you're standing here at the top of these stairs, you definitely hear the chanting coming from down there.
Oh my. I'm going to like from these stairs. I'm going to like thrust my machete in the space there, see if there's anything that happens. Like touch the ground with my machete.
Okay, you do that, and nothing happens.
All right. Come on, guys.
Are y'all following?
Yep.
All
I
right.
gotta get
We're
back
on the right track.
All right, stop moving then. Let me grab you. Let me grab you, my friends.
Oh,
Take you.
okay.
Let me
map.
take you to Barovia. You're already in Barovia. You just don't know it.
I mean, they called this the village of Barovia.
It's fine.
The
I don't know why my game
the
says
dead ghost told us so.
Guys, it's dark.
It is dark. Hey, let me see where to put you.
Give Cinder a second.
Macarena.
She's gonna Cinder will wave her hair around and lighten it up.
Yeah, and the same thing kind of happens to you here. It doesn't seem to do that much for you. Okay, let's see. Put you guys there. I didn't mean for this map to get squished into the corner, so I apologize for that.
It's a
Can
small map.
can Malachite see if he knows of a certain creature?
Like, what creature are you trying to see that you know of?
An axe beak. It's
I don't
a
know. Do you
it's-
know of an axe beak?
it's a beast of a quarter challenge rating.
Have you seen one before?
I could have.
Have you heard? I don't know. I don't know. You have to tell me. I don't know. Would those things
It's
have
a- it's
been
a-
seen? Would those things have been seen where he's traveled before?
Yeah, I'm not sure. It doesn't really give me a whole biography of its.
I'll look into that. I'll look into that for you. How
It
about that?
looks cool, and I want it.
Guys,
That's fine.
no, you're good. So you guys make your way down further into this. I guess this second floor here of this basement. And it's cold, cold, cold here now. You know that sensation of the atmosphere around you seeping into your bones. Like there's no mistaking it now. Like you're freezing. Even you, Cinder, your body's made of kind of made up of fire. You feel the cold kind of settling in as well. And as you guys, as all of you kind of step down off the last steps on the landing there, you can hear um, the chanting become clearer, and what you hear is the same phrase being repeated over and over again, and it sounds like there's maybe a dozen or so voices, maybe more, kind of echoing around the walls around you. And what you hear them saying over and over again is, "He is the ancient. He is the land. He is the ancient. He is the land. He is the ancient. He is the land. And that continues to go on. Your presence doesn't seem to have been noticed by anything yet. As you step out into this room here, you come into this sort of what it appears to be is some kind of reliquary. There's all these little alcoves dug into the walls around you. Each of them seem to kind of contain, you know, um, looking at it from a distance, each of these little alcoves seem to contain some kind of small item. Um, if you guys are wanting to look at them closer, you can make investigation checks for me as you step into this bigger room here.
Oh yeah.
Hold on a minute. Let's get my thing up.
No worries.
Investigation.
Oh, damn. Yeah, okay.
Guys,
All
we
right.
finally slowed down.
Kaisuke found something. Okay, so you guys are all kind of. I'm gonna pull you into this room a little bit further, just to kind of have you
Facilitate.
facilitate in this room here. All right, so you're looking around. Cinder, you kind of go through a couple of the shelves that you see on the wall here, and at first, what you find is really weird shit. You definitely find, your standard. It looks like cultist ritualistic items. You find you pick up what looks like a knife, and you quickly can tell that it's made out of some kind of bone, and then the way that it curves kind of resembles um some maybe an arm bone or a leg bone. You can't really tell, but you kind of get the sense that it's from a human, maybe. But as you know poke your hands and your eyes into a couple of other, well, not your eyes, that'd be really weird. Fucking weird. You kind of poke your hands into a couple of other spaces, um and what you find is a little pouch. You open it up, and you see the familiar glimmer of what appears to be coin. um in total, you find 11 gold pieces and 60 silver pieces in this pouch. um and as you hold it in your hand and you feel it a little bit more, you can tell that that pouch is made out of some kind of strange leather. Maybe possibly maybe possibly human leather. But aside from that, you find yourself 11 gold pieces and 60 silver pieces richer.
What are the doorways out of this room?
There are two doorways here to the south, but I'm going to keep going because Beryl and Kaisuke have also found something.
Gotcha.
Malachite, you and Paz, you guys are looking through, and you find some more of the same weird shit that's going on. Malachite, what you find is a bag full of something that smells very, very strong. You might actually have some, I mean, just some your general animal knowledge. You may be able to identify that this is guano, bat
Oh,
guano.
I was about to say it was either something like that or it was Girardi.
Yeah, you find a bag full of bat guano is what you find in here.
All right.
Which, comes in handy if you're trying to cast fireball and people require you to have material components.
You know what? Why not? He's just like, is the bag clean?
The bag's fine. It's actually a normal bag. You didn't find a weird human leather bag like Cinder did.
The bag itself, like the outside, is clean.
Yeah, it's your typical leather bag.
He's gonna look around and then just shrug and put it in his pack.
All right, all right. Paz, you find it's weird. It kind of looks like a kebab at first, like a shish kebab, but when you pull it out, you see that it's kind of like bits and pieces of this like dehydrated frog that have been like splayed out on this stick. It's really gross, and you probably immediately put it back down.
Yummy.
Errol, as you're searching through some of the shelves, what you find is it's actually really pretty when you pick it up. It looks like an heirloom, a keepsake from somebody, but it's an ivory hairbrush and it's got silver bristles on it. And when you kind of feel them, you can tell that it's like each bristle is made out of pure silver. It's not plated, it's definitely metal. So that's what you've got in your inventory now. It looks like it could be potentially worth something. But Kaisuke, you wander towards one of the larger shelves, or one of the larger alcoves. You know, probably not.
Leaning on my spear.
Yeah, you're leaning on your spear. You're not looking so great. You know, the others are kind of, fishing through some shit here, and some of them are finding interesting things. Some of them are finding things that they wish they didn't find, and so on and so forth. But what you find, it looks kind of like some kind of not necessarily an altar, but there's like ashes there, like maybe something was burned here, maybe some incense, maybe something, maybe they were drying bits and pieces of their ritual materials here. But in the ashes you see something glinting a little bit, and as you brush them aside, your fingers wrap around the handle of a blade, and when you pull it free, you realize that what you've got is very nice. I mean, this is a work of craftsmanship. It's a short sword,
Oh, an
and
entire short sword.
an entire short sword, and the way that it glints. I mean, you've seen steel. You're used to steel.
Yep.
This has a different look to it. And when you kind of look it over a bit, you can tell that this short sword has been silvered.
Oh.
So what you have in your possession now is a silvered short sword. And you can add that to your inventory and your weapons. It's in terms of combat, it's a normal short sword, but it does have the silvered property.
Which may come in useful.
Which may come in useful, correct.
Yes, we never know when Violet will attack us.
You never know. You might get an Awu that attacks you. You're right. All right.
What about the Achievement Hunter weekly update?
Awu. All right. And for now, I'm gonna say that we're gonna call it here. I know that Verb does have his work to get to in the morning, and we are reaching on midnight here. If you progress further, we're going to get to a point where we can't really turn back from. So I think we'll go ahead and call it here for the night.
And next week I shouldn't have to be working, so we can maybe start a lot more easily.
All right, that sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Oh, that was fun, kind of.
Some unfortunate rolls, some really good rolls there towards the end. Yeah, you found something very useful actually. So there you go. You got all your bad rolls out to find the one really important piece of treasure that you might need. So that's good. Paz killed a weird tentacle creature.
I'm still going back for that orb.
You go back for that orb all you want to. It's still there, waiting for you.
The way you keep describing that room and that orb makes me feel we should leave it alone.
Hey, it could be totally fine. You never know.
What is Fireball? Is it a 3rd level or a 5th level?
I think it's a third level.
don't need the sheet on
It
the
is a third
short
level.
sword. I need to add it to my
Attach
sword.
the short sword.